Welcome back, folks. I'm Frizz, and today we're going to be talking about the Treasure Vault, the most recent rulebook released by Paizo. It's filled with an insane amount of new items for characters to use and loot to find, and it's honestly amazing. There is basically an item for everything that you could want, and it's a blast to read through. Rather than doing a stream where I read through the book, I just want to take some time to talk about the book as a whole and my impressions of it. Spoilers, but I do really like this book a lot. I'm not going to be getting into the crafting system in this video since that's a topic all of its own, but I'll be talking about crafting eventually. Anyway, there's a ton of new weapons and armor in the Treasure Vault, and I honestly can't wait to actually use them. Weapons and armor can kind of blend into the background of playing a character, but they have some really big impacts on what it's like to play as that character, so having more options is always going to be good. Like, really, having more options is always fun, and there's a lot of really great options in the Treasure Vault. Like, who doesn't want official stats for using a frying pan as a weapon, or an orc minigun? There's just way too much in this chapter alone to cover, but I'm really happy with all the options that are here. The Treasure Vault also has a lot of new alchemical items, and some of them are absolutely amazing. Like, how has alchemical food not existed yet? Food that gives actual mechanical bonuses because it's made using alchemical ingredients is a hilarious concept, and I kinda wish that there was an alchemist research field specialized in making food now. A mad scientist chef is a absolutely hilarious concept. But there are options outside of food, like a skunk bomb, which might be surprisingly effective to people who haven't been sprayed by a skunk before, and a literal flamethrower. And the best part about that flamethrower is that it doesn't need to be upgraded as you level up, as its damage scales with the alchemist fire you use, not with the flamethrower itself. Of course, the Treasure Vault also has a lot of great magical consumables. Some of these are just new types of existing consumable items, like brand new fulus and potions, but some are completely new, like missives. There is a lot to love here, but my personal favorite is the Demolition Fulu, which is very effective at destroying objects, and it isn't even actually that expensive. Blasting through objects has never been easier so long as you've got 5 minutes to spare to set up your easily portable explosives. And that makes feats like pressing consumable even better. Of all of the permanent magical items that were added to this book, though, I really find the focus items the most interesting. Basically, every class that has focus spells has at least one focus item in this book that gives additional abilities, like getting a focus point back as a free action at any point during the day. That's actually the only ability that's shared across all of the focus items. Like, there's a mask for monks that smooths out their breathing, but it also lets them rip the air out of other people's lungs. There are so many cool items that I'd love to talk about, but again, this is a brief overview. Finally, Paizo actually gave us a brand new type of archetype. Now, it functions like a normal archetype, but it has a defining type of characteristic that is unique to these, and that is archetype artifacts, which are insanely powerful items that fundamentally change their wielders, and that's represented by taking an archetype that is related to that artifact. There's only 2 of them in this book, but I can absolutely see Paizo expanding it in the future, and I am beyond excited to see what they have planned. Like, we already have a mantle that, when worn, turns you into more and more of a bear as it slowly changes who you are, and a shard of magical ice that dampens your emotions but gives a ton of ice-based abilities. So I really can't wait to see what Paizo has in mind for future archetype artifacts. And that's it for this quick overview. I guess you could take this as a review of the book, but I wouldn't really call it that since I haven't had the chance to really dig deep into it. Anyway, this book is absolutely wonderful and gives so many options for fun character concepts. Basically, it's the kind of book that I love seeing from Paizo. Thanks for watching. I decided to do a general overview like this instead of streaming my reaction because it feels a little iffy to show the PDF, but I hope that's alright with all of you. Anyway, what items have you heard about that have gotten you the most excited to use? Let me know in a comment down below and subscribe or something while you're down there. Regardless, until I see you next, live a wonderful life.